Hello, everybody. Arcader Zero here with another role-playing game review. This one I've had for a little bit now. It is Pinnacle City's Most Wanted for Prowlers and Paragons. And for those who don't know, Prowlers and Paragons is a superhero role-playing game, which is absolutely fantastic. They do a great job of balancing point by cinematic storytelling, a really good mix and a really good balance. I have a review of it up on my channel. Go look for it. Maybe I'll put a link down below. Sometimes I forget these things, though, quite honestly. But Pinnacle City's Most Wanted is actually a very good book. It is a throwback to one of my favorite modules that came out for Villains Vigilantes in the 80s, The Most Wanted. And every now and then V&V would release these with a whole bunch of villains and ideas and everything, and I always loved reading through all the villains they came up with and everything. Then I'd come up with my own twists on the character, giving them like, what else do they do? What else are their challenges? What kind of quirks do they have? And amazingly enough, Pinnacle City actually brings a lot of those ideas right into the character descriptions here. First of all, let's start off with the book itself. The book itself is about 125 pages long. In it, you're going to get some really great, like quick extras, but like extras for a comic book type world. The art is very reminiscent of 80s, 90s, and even modern comic books, if you can check that out. I've yet to find a bad drawing in here. So artwork is fantastic. Then you're going to get into to all your villains that you're going to have in here. The villains are fully statted out with motivations or goals, methods, story ideas for them. Absolutely everything you need. You can just take one of these villains and start building a whole campaign around it, believe it or not. So very good. Well done there. And then in the back, it has some entities, very interesting concept called the continuum. I'm not going to do it justice trying to explain it myself by the book and read it. The outer dark, and then organizations, groups, and organizations that you can use inside, your comic book world. You can take what you want and not use what you don't want. So they have like the Black Lotus, the Briefcase Boys, the Doppelgangers of the Mirrorverse. Very interesting. Obviously, a trope used throughout since like Star Trek and everything. Um, but all in all, a fantastic book. Now, some of the standouts in here, um, to me, first was this character right here called Big Bang. I'll hold it up to the camera there. Sometimes I take pictures of these things and then I edit it in, but I'm trying to do this quick. Big Bang, is energy blast type character, very generic. And when you're working with like generic powers like energy blast or anything else, the thing that makes it the character or the villain stand out is its motivations and everything else. This guy is basically a guy who just wants to be famous, which is funny. He wants the notoriety, he wants the publicity. He wants to be known. So it's actually a villain you can take in other directions. Maybe he might find out, I could be more famous being a hero. Maybe it's more profitable there. But and the heroes might be able to try and convince him, hey, listen, get yourself a good marketing agent. Come over to the good side. But so I just reading this over, I get like at least 50 story ideas in my head. Into addition, the story ideas that they list right here on his description pages. So all these descriptions on the villains, they're all fully fledged out. It's not just, oh, here's some powers, here's a drawing, go to town. They include areas where kind of like they hang out. Pinnacle City Technical College, and Pinnacle City is their like their Gotham, their metropolis that they use in the system here. So you've got all your stats, you've got your motivations, your origins, story ideas, tips and tactics on how to use it. The writers of this book really thought about, not just, okay, here's a character that's kind of cool looking, let's go, but really gives you some really good ideas, meat and potatoes to sink your teeth into, to flesh out the character and use them within your world, which I think is great. Another favorite of mine is Lilith. Okay, once again, she is a vampire type villain. Very ancient, very evil, but really doesn't give a shit, which I really like. And she owns this place called the Renewal Spa, which I think is very interesting. Which she can use to prey upon people, and they note that she's killed more people than anybody else in history, which you can believe. And if she starts getting involved, you're pretty much fucked. You better bring your A game. So I freaking love this character. First of all, I love vampire type characters. I took one of the villains of from one of the modules in V&V. I made him into a NPC hero. I liked him so much. Great story ideas. Spa Day, Thicker Than Water, Ultraviolet. They have such wonderful ideas for each of these villains, each of these characters here. Another favorite is Reboot, just because I think the drawing looks friggin' badass. I like that. I friggin' love that drawing. And it has a fear of magic, which I think is interesting. The location it gives, the director's satellite network, story ideas, the titles that come up, all Control Delete. I like that. Ghost in the Machine, Strange Bedfellows. Really fantastic character. That's another standout for me. And then we've got Singularity, who's like a Superman, but he's evil. He's actually got omni powers, so he can pretty much do almost anything. Because he's got these quantum control abilities. That's another standout favorite of mine. I dig the look. I dig the write-up on his personality and his origin and his background, because you can really get into the character with everything that they've included here. It's not just another Superman clone or Shazam clone or whatever it might be. They did a fantastic job. So very quick review here. Pinnacle City from Lakeside Games, written by who I think a whole bunch of people contributed to this thing. Leonard Pimentel, design and writing. Additional design, Sean Patrick Fannin, both people who know their jobs. Cover art, Mooney. I think I said that right, but that's a great cover. Check that out. That really harkens back to my heydays of role-playing with Villains and Vigilantes. Once again, that's Pinnacle's Most Wanted. It's for the system, Prowlers and Paragons. If you don't have it, go get it. It's my favorite superhero role-playing game out right now. And I just got this in the other day, so I'll be doing a review of this soon. Blood and Justice, kind of like a dark, gritty, low-powered source book for Prowlers and Paragons. Hope all is well. Everybody's doing great. Have a wonderful day.